I'm Dinesh Manocha with joint appointment in CS and ECE. I joined Maryland last spring, 2018, came from University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. So I'll give you a brief overview of the projects we're doing. At the lunch session after today and later today, at least there'll be 6 posters for my students, so you get to really hear from the people doing the real work. It's a web page we just set up over the summer, and hopefully a lot of projects we're doing in robotics, what we call affective computing, as well as AR, VR, you can find an overview there. So I'll just give you a very quick overview of 5 or 6 areas. One of the things we are working on, autonomous driving. It's one of the hottest things in the media. Everybody talks about AI, and Tim Quick says autonomous driving is the mother of AI problems, right? So if you can do autonomous driving, you can do everything. Of course, there's a lot of hype. The challenge is, especially, you see Google car driving on the highway with empty roads and put 1 million miles. And I tell them, could you even drive on Highway 1 in the campus? Half a mile here. Forget the 1 million miles on empty roads in California or Phoenix. Could you do even half a mile here? And don't even think of going to places like India and China. Good luck with that. So a lot of work our group is doing. It combines ideas from computer vision, planning. My own background is more robotics and planning and control. Some of the recent work is in tracking, behavior modeling, and trajectory. And we actively work in the industry, getting a lot of data sets. So there's reactive collaboration going on here. Here's just an example of what we can do. So this is some of our work where we got some very dense traffic situations from India and China. And basically, we have the technology to do real-time tracking. You're seeing every possible entity on the road because you don't know when you're on the road what you can expect. As I said, these are the empty streets where Google Drive in Phoenix and California. So there's a lot of work down here from my couple of students. You'll see posters on that. Besides just doing autonomous driving, ultimately, autonomous driving is a robot on the highway. How about robots in the building? You'll see a turtle bot walking around in the building right here. So we have been working on planning, especially as robots are getting used. One of the big killer applications nowadays is delivery robots. There are folks in George Mason feeling very sorry for the students who get starved. They want robots to come and give you food, or a robot having automatic vending machines. So this is a technology I've done. This builds on a lot of prior work I did at UNC by my former student, Japan, who's a faculty in Hong Kong. It's a collaboration going around. We took this robot with a bunch of sensors and let loose. You'll see inside building, on the bottom left is like a fish market in Hong Kong somewhere. I don't know where it is. We literally put in the robot here. The idea is robot go to a totally unknown place with a bunch of sensors and navigate. And you know what? We're getting pretty close to this technology. So I have a whole bunch of students working on that. We're buying new robots from ClearPath. We're doing collaboration with NIST. They might bring a wheelchair, imagine autonomous wheelchair. So all challenges here in terms of engineering, navigation methods, sensors, as well as other things. One other area where I'm getting quite a bit into, we call changing at affective computing. As you walk around the building or you walk around anywhere, there are hundreds of cameras watching you for surveillance. They're watching how you're walking, and there's a lot of work in computer vision on face recognition, face expression. Our group is looking into the way you walk. Can we tell you about your internal state? Are you happy or sad? I should admit, this is kind of a creepy research. I'm okay with that, but hey, we're living in a creepy world, so let's just accept it, right? So this is the work one of my former students at UNC, now at UMD, are working on. Based on your gaits and based on your movement patterns, what emotion? Are you happy or sad? What's your personality? And are you friendly? And even autonomous car, let's say a car is coming and pedestrian is on the campus. Should I go or let the pedestrian go? How aggressive you are. And you kind of make the decision making. So there's a lot of work we're doing. This is some of the work we did. We got some videos. The way they're walking around, the way they cut pattern through a crowd will tell you, are you aggressive or are you shy? This is technology, we're getting back to that. More recently, we did a lot of work on gaits. So if I ask you this question, there are 4 gaits you're walking. You don't know who these people are. And their emotion, if I ask you this question, which of them is angry, sad, happy, or neutral? Could you guess? Just based on, if you're happy, like you got a paper accepted, you'll walk happily. Somebody yelled at you, you're mad, you'll walk with the head down. So psychology is a lot of observation on that. We are taking the knowledge from that and conceptualizing it. So here's the kind of solution we have done. And somehow this work released over the summer. maybe it's creepy, media picked it up. There's too much media coverage, overhyping it as always, which is, there are real challenges we can solve about it. To my last part of AR and VR, I come from a computer graphics background where people used to do pretty pictures, like you see in Lion King movie. I spent about 10 years, similar to what Ramani does, he's probably spent 30 years, on doing sound. You know, there's a lot of work on visual, but audio. So we did a lot of work on sound simulation. We developed a lot of technology. If you buy a system from Facebook or Valve system, they're possibly using our technology for the sound simulation. So I don't know if I have time to play the video, but you know, we could take this sound. You see these kinds of simulate sound for different sources. So this is going on for 10 years. But more recently, I got interested in two other problems. So we can do direct simulation, given the sources, given the environment, how the sound propagates. Like in this room, can you hear me at the back? We ask the inverse question now. Given the recorded sound and partial information, what can you say about the scene? So think of this as more like doing computer vision for audio. You know, we do computer vision for visual is great, and you'll hear 3 or 4 wonderful talks this afternoon because UMD is one of the pioneers in computer vision for about 30, 40 years. But humans do scene understanding not just because of eyes. Eyes are dominant sense. We also rely on our ears. And if you're animals like cats or bats, you rely more on your ears than on your visual, how bats navigate at night. So this is a very new area. This is where computer vision was in the 1970s. And you know how big computer vision is today. So this is a lot of opportunities going around here. I can talk about the problem. One of the collaboration I'm doing, one of my former students is a CTO at Pokemon, Niantic. How many of you played Pokemon Go? Imagine Pokemon was good, and hope you didn't get run over by the car. Imagine Pokemon is in this room and calling your name, hey, come find me, I'm hiding behind that chair. You can't see me. So we are doing audio for augmented reality. Pokemon is not really AR, but media proposed as AR, will accept it as AR, and do it. More recently, some work collaboration with my former students in Korea. We took a robot and we did sound simulation. In this case, robot know where sound is coming from. The one in red is the actual source. There's no robot, has no cameras. The one in those black ellipses, we're estimating the sources. So it's like you close your eyes and you hear my sound. You say person is here. Probably he's 8 meters away. You don't know precisely. This is called localization. So in robotics, it's called visual SLAM. We're doing localization SLAM. Last but not the least, there's a lot of work in speech. You know, we have a wonderful group in speech in ECE department, and I don't know much about speech, but speech got a lot of boost with Google Home, Alexa. The reason got speech accuracy improved a lot was because of deep learning. So, no. But deep learning needs a lot of data. Now, what really speech works well is near field speech when the speaker microphone is close to you. What if the speaker microphone is there or there? Far field speech is still very open. So they're using deep learning, they need a lot of data. We're taking all our knowledge for sound simulation we have done last 10 years and ask we can generate good synthetic data. So I have a couple of students working on that, and we publish a whole bunch of papers. They're right here. So I think we're all getting hungry. We should go for lunch. But here are at least 6 posters. You're going to see most of them in the, I think, session right now. Trisha, they're right now in the afternoon, right? Some of my students sitting at the back. And later on, my students in the lab 5116, go drop by. We have a lot of exciting projects. Come and help us. Thank you very much and enjoy your lunch.